All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into a truly wild mystery. It all kicks off with these strange ads for fake diplomas, but they're showing up in the weirdest corners of the internet. And believe me, where this story ends is with the unmasking of a massive global criminal empire.
So let's get right into it. And look, this isn't about the typical junk mail you find in your inbox. No, we're talking about something much, much stranger.
So have you ever seen spam in a place that just makes you scratch your head? Well, that's exactly how this whole thing started. Investigators began noticing this flood of Chinese spam popping up in the most random places you can imagine. And the ads were all for something super specific: fake university diplomas.
And when I say random, I mean everywhere. We're not talking about just one or two forums here. This stuff was absolutely blanketing the web. You could be on an NVIDIA forum, talking about the latest graphics cards, and bam, an ad for a fake diploma. Or maybe you're in an essential oil community. Same thing. It was so out of place, it just made absolutely no sense.
Which, of course, brings up the big question, right? Why would someone selling fake Chinese diplomas target, well, everyone, on all these super random international forums? The targeting was so off, it wasn't even targeting. It felt more like a digital fire hose, just spraying ads all over the place. And, that level of strangeness, that was the very first clue that something much, much bigger was going on here.
Okay, so you've got this anonymous global spam operation. What do you do? Well, investigators had really only one option. You got to follow the digital breadcrumbs.
And their process was pretty methodical. First, they just started with the spam messages themselves, looking for any little clue they could find. And they found one. A big one, actually. WeChat IDs embedded right there in the ads. From there, those IDs led them to figure out the actual software, the weapon that was being used to blast these messages all over the internet.
Yeah, hiding right there in the ads themselves were these WeChat IDs. And you gotta understand, these weren't just random contact details. This was the first solid link, a WeChat ID that's a direct line to a person, or at least an organization. For the first time, investigators had a piece of the puzzle that wasn't completely anonymous.
And that trail led them to the tool they were using. It's a piece of software called X-Rumor, and in cybersecurity circles, this thing is notorious. Think of it like a brute force spam cannon. It's designed to do one thing: post messages to thousands and thousands of websites all at once. Finding its digital signature basically confirmed, hey, this isn't some amateur messing around. This is a professional using industrial-grade tools.
So okay, they found the tool. That's a huge step, right? They knew the how, but the who, that was still a total mystery. The person pulling the strings was still hidden behind all these layers of digital anonymity. But then, they made one single, careless mistake. And that mistake was about to blow the entire case wide open. And this is where things get really interesting. This is the turning point of the entire investigation, where just one little mistake completely transformed the case.
The big break came from a single accidentally uploaded PDF file. You see, while they were setting up their spam tools, the operator just got careless. They accidentally exposed a configuration file, a PDF, that was never ever meant to see the light of day. It was a classic, simple slip-up, but what was in that file was anything but ordinary. I mean, seriously, you can't make this stuff up. The PDF linked the diploma forgery ring to a Korean massage parlor business. Just think about that for a second. 1 minute, you're tracking a spammer selling fake Chinese diplomas, and the next, you find a document that connects them to a completely different and, yeah, equally illegal operation. Korean massage parlors. What?
And the connection was just bizarre. I mean, on the surface, these two criminal enterprises could not be more different. On one hand, you've got fake diplomas, a global online scam targeting Chinese speakers. On the other, you've got Korean massage parlors, a local, physical, brick-and-mortar business for a Korean-speaking clientele. What on earth could these two things possibly have in common?
One mistake, two totally different criminal enterprises, and now one connection. That one accidental PDF proved that this mystery was way bigger than anyone had first thought. They weren't just chasing a simple diploma forger anymore.
So now we get to the part where one spammer has a whole bunch of schemes going on. And this clue, it didn't just open a door. It basically revealed a hidden staircase leading down into a much, much larger criminal underworld. And it was all, seemingly, controlled by one person.
The investigation pretty much fell down a complete rabbit hole of interconnected illegal businesses. Following that trail from the single PDF, investigators started to realize they weren't just looking at two crimes.
They were looking at a diversified portfolio of crime. The diploma and massage businesses, they weren't separate operations. Nope, they were just two assets in a much larger criminal enterprise.
So the spammers' portfolio started to take shape. You had the fake diploma forgery, you had the Korean massage parlors, and the evidence strongly suggested there were likely many other international illegal operations going on too. This person wasn't just a spammer anymore. This was a criminal entrepreneur.
So the big question is, how did they manage it all? What was the common thread? Well, the technical backbone of this whole thing was a massive network of thousands of these short 4- to 5-letter domain names. Think about it. These simple websites are cheap, they're disposable, and they're really hard to trace. They are the perfect hidden infrastructure to run all these different illegal operations from.
And this discovery is what led investigators to their final, powerful theory. They weren't just dealing with a spammer anymore. They were dealing with a sophisticated bot master. That's a single person or a small group who controls this huge network of automated systems, a botnet, to carry out all sorts of tasks, usually criminal ones.
Yeah, this single operator was likely running a global portfolio of crime, all from behind a keyboard. Just let that sink in for a second. A story that starts with some annoying spam on a gaming forum completely unravels to reveal one person sitting somewhere managing a multifaceted criminal empire, all through the power of automation.
And it really leaves you with a final kind of chilling question, doesn't it? If one tiny mistake revealed this entire network, what else is hiding out there in plain sight? That weird random spam you scrolled past yesterday could have been the tiny visible tip of a colossal hidden iceberg. It just makes you wonder, what other vast invisible operations are humming along right now just beneath the surface of the web?